Good day, everyone. I, Honorable Sukay Boja, rise to second the motion for nomination of our Jalo as Speaker.
Okay, thank you. Any other nomination?
So in the meantime, Ida Barona, Bubakar Sow,
So the nominations has closed, and since there are no further nominations, and the candidates nominated are Tida Barrow, Bubakar Sow, Awa Jallow. These are the three nominated candidates going into election. IEC will now proceed to conduct the election. Yeah, now, now that you have been given the papers to write the names of your choice of candidate, you may do so, and then we will bring the ballot box. Each of the honorable members will come forward and then drop your paper inside the ballot box. The names of the candidates are Tida Barrow, T-I-D-A-B-A-R-R-A-W, Tida Barrow, Awa Jallo, A-W-A-J-A-L-L-A-W, Awa Jallo, Babakar Sow, B-A-B-A-C-A-R-R, B-A-B-A-C-A-R-R, S-O-W-E. Once you write the name, fold it, and then hold it. You put the ballot box there, and then you come one after the other and drop. Then you will count. Yeah, if you write only other name different from these three names, you select only one person, one candidate should be selected. So write that person's name only. If you write the three names, we will not count it. We will consider it invalid. If you don't write it properly also, we will consider it invalid. So the three candidates, I repeat, are Tida Barrow, Jallo, and Babakar Sow. Select one candidate out of the three. And then fold your paper, since we are giving papers, fold your papers and bring forward and put it in the box. Okay, thank you. Now you understand. If you come to vote, your hand will be marked with the indelible ink that you have voted. We want to show you real voting process. So that if you vote, your hand will be put inside the indelible ink. That will show that you voted. So immediately you vote, you go and sit down. May we start?
Yes.
Yes, we may start.
Okay. Okay, the means of identification is the gown. Everybody with the gown can come and vote. So we're going to start it here. Start. Sorry. Put your hand there, then you vote. Next. Next. No, it's okay. That guy is coming. Okay. Just queue, link queue there. Yeah, once again, I hope everybody get it because I have the figure 103. Am I right? Check the hand. Okay. Okay, we acknowledge the presence of the vice chairman of the IEC. We also recognize the presence of the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, the Lord Mayor KMC, BCC, and all other dignitaries present. Okay, we'll start the counting. It's going to be count on spot. So we're going to start. We have two today. When we open the
the paper, which name is inside is the allowed sub-name, and we will mark it one vote per party. We have three candidates. We have Barrow, Jallo, and Shaw. Whoever will be called, we will mark one vote per party. Also, we come to explanation. So, 2. So, 3. Jallo, 1. Barrow, 1. 4. 4. So, 5. So, 6. So, 7. So, 8. Barrow, 3. So, 9. So, 10. So, 11. So, 12. So, 13. So, 14. Jallo, 2. Barrow, 3. Jallo, 3. So, 15. Barrow, 4. So, 16. So, 17. Jallo, 4. So, 18. So, so 20. So, 21. Jallo, 6. So, 22. So, 23. So, Barrow, 6. Jallo, 7. Barrow, 7. So, 25. Barrow, 8. So, 26. So, 20. So, 28. Jallow 8. Barrow 9. Barrow 10. Show 29. Show 30. Show 31. Jallow 9. Barrow 11. Show 32. Jallow 10, 34. 34. Show 35. Show 36. Show 37. Show 38. Show 39. Show 40. Show 41. Show 42. Show 42. Show 44. Show 45. Show 47. 8. Barrow 12. Show 41. Jallow 12. Show 52. Show 53. Jallow 13. 1 3. Show 54. Show 55. Show 56. Show 57. Show 58. Barrow 13. 1 3. Jallow 1 4. 15. 1 4. Show 59. Barrow 14. 1 4. Show 60. 60. Show 61. Baro 15. So 62. 62. So 63. So 64. So 65. So 66. So 67. Jalo 15. Baro 16. Baro 17. Jalo 16. Baro 18. Baro 19. So 68. So 69. 69. That's 19.
Thank you so much. Having successfully conducted the election of the Speaker of the Children's National Assembly of the Gambia, I, Esa Balde, having supervised the election of the Children's National Assembly of the Gambia, hereby give notice that the total number of votes received by each candidate is as follows. Tida Barrow, 19 votes. Awa Jallow, 16 votes. Babakar Sow, 69 votes. Having received the highest number of votes, I hereby declare Babakar Sow Speaker of the Children's National Assembly of the Gambia. Accordingly, in pursuance of the provisions of Order 5.2 of the Standing Orders of the Children's National Assembly, I shall administer the prescribed oath of the Speaker. Therefore, I ask the clerk that we proceed with the administration of oath for the Honorable Speaker as per the order paper.
Administration of oath for the Honorable Speaker.
I congratulate the Honorable Speaker-elect to this Assembly of the Children of the Gambia, Children's National Assembly of the Gambia. May I now call on the Honorable Speaker-elect to the podium to take the respective prescribed oath before me. You read after me. I, Babakar Sow,
I, Babakar Sow,
having been elected
having been elected
as Speaker of the Children's National Assembly of the Gambia,
as Speaker of the Children's National Assembly of the Gambia,
do hereby swear
do hereby swear
that I shall be faithful
that I shall be faithful
and bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to the children of the Gambia,
to the children of the Gambia,
that I shall
that I shall
execute the functions of member of the Children's National Assembly
execute the functions of member of Children's National Assembly
without fear or favor,
without fear or favor,
affection or ill will,
affection or ill will,
according to the Constitution of the Children's National Assembly of the Gambia.
according to the Constitution of the Children's National Assembly of the Gambia.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Lagi may no. Yeah. Lagi scan ko. Administration of oath for the Honorable Deputy Speaker and Honorable members of the Children National Assembly of the Gambia.
I congratulate the Honorable Deputy Speaker, nominated, and all the Honorable members to this Assembly. May I now call on the Honorable Deputy Speaker to the podium to take the prospective prescribed oath. May I now have Honorable Mariama Antaseka from Sierra.
I, Mariama Antisedi,
I, Mariama Antaseka,
have been elected as Deputy Speaker of the Children National Assembly
as the Deputy Speaker of the Children National Assembly
of the Gambia,
of the Gambia.
do hereby swear that I shall be faithful and bear true allegiance
I shall be faithful and bear true allegiance
to the children of the Gambia,
to the children of the Gambia,
that I shall execute the function of member of the Children National Assembly
of member of the Children National Assembly
without fear or favor,
without fear or favor,
action or ill will, according to the Constitution of the Children National Assembly
of the Children National Assembly
of the Gambia.
of the Gambia.
So help me God.
So help me God. Administered the prescribed oath for the honorable members. I, Honorable, your names. I, Honorable, having been elected as member of the Children National Assembly of the Gambia, do hereby swear that I shall be faithful and bear true allegiance to the children of the Gambia, that I shall execute the functions of member of the Children National Assembly without fear or favor, actions or ill will, according to the Constitution of the Children National Assembly of the Gambia. So help me God.
Can we all sit down, please?
Maiden speech by the Honorable Speaker.
The Honorable Deputy Speaker, members of the National Assembly, Honorable Cabinet Ministers herein present, UNICEF representative, OIC, members of the Diplomatic Corps, clerk and staff of the National Assembly, NYC Secretariat herein present, distinguished invited guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. Honorable members, I congratulate you all on your elections and nominations to this assembly. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, 2 times. I thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the great favor he has vested in me to be elected as member as well as Speaker of the Children National Assembly of the Gambia. I register my special thanks and gratitude to member colleagues for having the trust and confidence of electing me as Speaker to this assembly. Equally, I congratulate you all for having been elected and nominated as members of the Children National Assembly. Representing your various regions and the Gambia as a whole, I also must thank the clerk and the National Assembly Service and the NYC and all stakeholders for guiding us through since yesterday. Your priceless guidance will further be valued in future. It's a great honor to be elected as Speaker of the National Assembly. Although with a greater responsibility, of course, I am aware. Honorable members, I just want to pray to Allah that I shall successfully travel the path successfully and responsive to the wishes and aspirations of the children of this great country of ours, the Gambia. I wish to congratulate all of you, honorable members, for being part of this assembly because it is a unique opportunity and privilege for us to be here and serve our dear nation. I look forward to working with all of you to advance the cause of all the children in this country. Therefore, let each one of us represent our fellow children of this country with dignity, purpose, and honor. Let this assembly continue to be a living embodiment for addressing the plight of the children in this country. Finally, I want to urge all of us to cooperate and make our tenure in office a great success. Thank you. Clerk, can we proceed?
Statements.
Honorable members, at this junction, I want to invoke Order 28 of the Standing Orders of the Children National Assembly of the Gambia to allow, as per our order paper for today, the Honorable Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Cabinet Ministers, and other dignitaries to deliver statements to this assembly. Honorable members, please be reminded that after the statements are delivered, no questions, comments, or concerns raised would be entertained. May I now call on the Honorable Minister for Youth and Sports of the National Assembly to deliver a message of solidarity. Thank you.
The Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly of the Gambia, Honorable Sidi Njai, the UNICEF RR, Nafisa, the IEC Vice Chairperson here in the room, the Lord Mayor of Banjul, the Permanent Secretary at the Minister of Gender, Ilo Jalo, ably representing the Honorable Minister of Gender, and representative of the Chinese Embassy here in our midst, senior government officials, the members of the Children National Assembly, parents here present, staff of the National Youth Council of the Gambia, at my extension staff of UNICEF, Honorable Speaker of the Children National Assembly, let me use this opportunity to congratulate you on your elections as Speaker and wish you the best during your tenure. I am Alaji Jaju, the Executive Director of the National Youth Council, representing the Honorable Minister for Youth and Sports, Bakari Waibaji, who is unavoidably absent
due to cabinet engagements at this point in time. It gives me great honor and joy to stand before you today at the start sitting of the Children National Assembly of the Gambia. This assembly is a symbol of hope and participation for our children. It shows us that children are not just leaders of tomorrow, but they are certainly leaders today. Allow me to first commend each of you, honorable child members of the National Assembly, for your courage, dedication, and commitment. You are representing the voices of children across the nation, raising their concerns and bringing their dreams to this august chamber. For that, you deserve our full respect and admiration. Honorable members, your voices matter, your questions matter, and your ideas equally matter. As policymakers, we are reminded that we cannot build the Gambia we want if we fail to listen to the voices of our dear children. That is why this assembly is so important. It allows us to hear from you directly, the future custodians of our nation. As the Honorable Minister for Youth and Sports, who I am representing here, I want to assure you of our ministry's continued commitment to the empowerment of children and young people. We believe that sports, education, creativity, and innovation are powerful tools for nurturing your talents and helping you realize your full potentials. Sports, in particular, are a school of life, teaching teamwork, discipline, unity, and above all, resilience. Honorable Speaker, this assembly did not happen by chance. It is the result of collective efforts and partnership. I would therefore like to sincerely thank the technical working group that has worked tirelessly to make this event possible. This includes the National Youth Council, the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Welfare, the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, the CPA, and of course the support of the National Assembly, who are also members of the technical working group. Let me also extend our deepest appreciation to UNICEF for its invaluable partnership and consistent support to the children of the Gambia. Your collaboration has been instrumental in creating this platform where children can be seen, heard, and respected. Honorable members, I urge you all to use this opportunity well. Speak boldly, debate respectfully, and share your views for the Gambia without fear. Always remember that you are not just speaking for yourselves. You are speaking for thousands of other children across the Gambia who are not opportune to be here in this chamber. In closing, let me say this. The Gambia's future is bright because it rests in capable hands, and that is in your hands. Continue to dream, certainly big. Continue to believe in yourselves and continue to lead by example. These are tenets that if you grow with them from this age, you will certainly continue to be examples amongst your peers. We as your leaders today will continue to stand with you, listen to you, and work with you to build a nation where every child can thrive with dignity, safety, and the best of opportunities that can be available for you. On behalf of the Ministry of Youth and Sports, I thank you all once again and wish you very fruitful deliberations. Thank you all for your kind attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Executive Director of National Youth Council, for your solidarity statement. Clerk, we may proceed.
Statement, Resident Representative UNICEF.
I now invite the resident representative UNICEF to deliver his statement.
Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Deputy Clerk of the National Assembly, Deputy Chairperson of IEC, Lord Mayors of Banjul, representative of diplomatic corps and also UN members, Executive Director, National Youth Council, former Speaker of Child National Assembly of the Gambia, heads of government departments and NGOs, Technical Working Group of SINAG, newly elected SINAG members, media, all other protocols respectfully observed. Good morning and Assalamu alaikum. First of all, I would like to congratulate the new speaker for winning the election and also taking this responsibility. At the same time, I would also like to congratulate the previous speaker of SINAG, who has done a great and brilliant job in last few years. I think he needs a round of applause. It is with deep admiration and joy that I stand here today at this third sitting of the Children's National Assembly of the Gambia. We are gathered not for a ceremony, but for a purpose, a shared promise to build a Gambia where every child is safe, educated, empowered, and heard. As Nelson Mandela once said, there can be no keener revelation of a society's soul than the way in which it treats its children. Today, let us affirm, every child of the Gambia must be embraced with justice, with opportunities, and with dignity. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen and children, we are duty bearers. While listening comes with responsibility, with promises comes accountability, and most importantly, obligations. There is a strong African proverb: the child who is not heard will grow into an adult who does not listen. And this is why children's voices must guide our policies, programs, and decisions. Their voices are not whispers. Their calls are actions, calls to fulfill what Gambia has already pledged by ratifying Convention on the Rights of the Child, African Charter on the Rights and Welfare of the Child, and of course, in the Gambia's Children's Act, it is very well mentioned. Children are demanding quality education, stronger health systems, protection from abuse, exploitation, and violence, and those are their rights. The recent concluding observations of the CRC committee remind us that urgency is required. And I want to pause here to acknowledge the government of the Gambia for its continued efforts to advance child rights through laws, policies, programs that support children. UNICEF is proud to work alongside government, lawmakers, development partners, civil society, communities, and families in this mission. However, we have a very, very long way to go. As leaders, teachers, parents, religious leaders, service providers, media, and duty bearers, we must rise to the moment. Let us ensure no child is left behind. Not the child with disabilities, not the child out of school, not the girl at risk of harmful practices. And dear children, you are not leaders of tomorrow. You are leaders of today. Almost half of Gambia's population is under the age of 18. Your voices are louder, stronger, and powerful than you think. In the 2023 national sitting, right in this chamber, the Children National Assembly presented the Accelerate the Response to Call for Action, the Gambia We Want, the position paper to the government. They asked, among other things, for more to be done to improve quality and accessibility in education, scale up services that protect children from harmful practices and other forms of violences against children, invest in quality health services, protect children from illicit drug abuse and sexual exploitation, and protect their rights and rights of children with disabilities. And UNICEF has heard you. As I mentioned earlier, we have worked with government and partners to take forward many of your demands, and we will continue to stand beside you. Keep shining, keep speaking, keep demanding, and keep holding us accountable. I recall a poem from my own country. A child is a song, sing it well. A child is a river, channel it well. Your spirit, children of the Gambia, is the light that will guide this nation forward. But words alone are not enough. I call on all stakeholders to establish a functional joint monitoring mechanism to ensure that your call to action in 2023, but also this year, is not just recommendations on paper, but reality in the lives of children. For every child is not just a tagline at UNICEF. It's our promise. Every day, in every place, we fight for the rights of every child, and we won't stop, we promise you. Thank you for your steadfast dedication and continued engagement. Thank you so much all, and congratulations again to all the children who made it thus far. Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you, the UNICEF representative, our long-term and very reliable partners, for your statement made to this assembly. Clerk, we may proceed.
Statement. Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Welfare.
I now invite Permanent Secretary for Gender, Children and Social Welfare to deliver her statement.
Good morning, the Honorable Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly of the Gambia. Good morning, UNICEF country representative, newly elected Speaker of the National Children's Assembly, and all the members of the National Children's Assembly, members of the civil society here present, dear children, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Hilo Jallo, and I am reading this statement on behalf of the Honorable Minister of Gender, Children and Social Welfare. It is with great pride and deep solidarity that I extend my greetings to all the honorable child parliamentarians and stakeholders gathered here today for the sittings of the Children National Assembly of the Gambia. This assembly is a living testimony to our national commitment to promote children's voices, strengthen child participation, and uphold the principles of democracy, equality, and inclusiveness. By convening here, you, the young leaders of today and tomorrow, are not only exercising your right to participate in decision-making, but also shaping the decisions and practices that will safeguard your welfare and secure your future. As the Minister of Gender, Children and Social Welfare, I stand firmly with you in this important journey. Since its establishment, my ministry has made significant strides towards improving the lives of vulnerable children through robust legal and policy initiatives, which are guided by a strong commitment to child's rights principles, aligned with the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child and the African Charter on the Rights and Welfare of the Child. Key legislative frameworks such as the Children's Act, legislative frameworks such as the Children's Act consolidate laws relating to children, clearly outlining their rights and responsibilities and providing their care, protection, and maintenance. These legislative measures demonstrate the ministry's approach and progressive approach towards building a comprehensive system that protects and empowers every child while promoting an inclusive education for children in accordance with global best practice. Dear children, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, my ministry, in partnership with key stakeholders, has been actively engaged in implementing child rights programs aimed at ensuring the protection, well-being, and well-being of children in all aspects of their life. One significant initiative includes the development of the National Children's Policy 25 to 2030 and the revision of the National Child Protection Strategy 25 to 2030, as well as the corresponding action plan 2026 to 2028. In addition, the minimum standards for child care residential services has been reviewed and validated to guide the operations and oversight of institutional care. These standards are designed to prevent and address violations of child rights within residential facilities. They are supported by a practical compliance checklist that enables monitoring and enforcement to ensure consistent safeguarding practices across all care institutions. We have also developed a child protection manual, which provides a clear operational framework to guide practitioners in delivering consistent, effective, and right-based child protection services. My dear children, ladies and gentlemen, despite the progress made, significant challenges hinder full implementation of the child's rights under the African High Commission for the Rights of the Child and the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child, which include weak enforcement, limited funding, and harmful traditional practice. To address these challenges, we urge stronger political will, increased investment in child protection, enhanced community awareness, and greater international collaboration to combat child labor, trafficking, and exploitation. Let me commend the Children's National Assembly for its consistent courage and vibrancy in bringing forward the concerns, aspirations, and innovative ideas of children across our nation. Your contributions are valuable in guiding us as duty bearers to design policies and programs that will truly reflect your needs. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, my ministry remains committed to protecting your rights, amplifying your voices, and working hand in hand with partners to ensure that every Gambian child grows up in dignity, safety, and with opportunities. Together, we shall continue to build a Gambia where no child is left behind, where every girl and boy is protected, empowered, and given the space to thrive as a full citizen. On behalf of the Ministry of Gender, Children, and Social Welfare, I reaffirm my unflinching solidarity and support to the Children's National Assembly and to every child in the Gambia. Long live the Children's National Assembly, and I thank you all.
Thank you, Permanent Secretary for Gender, Children, and Social Welfare, for your statement to this Assembly. Clerk, we may proceed.
Statement, Honorable Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly.
I now invite the Honorable Deputy Speaker to deliver the official launching statement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Lord Mayor of Banjul, Rohey Malick Lowe, the representative of the Honorable Minister for Gender, Children, and Social Welfare, the Executive Director of the National Youth Council, who is also representing the Minister for Youth and Sport, Clerk and Deputy Clerk of the National Assembly of the Gambia, UNICEF resident representative, and other UN agencies here, civil society organizations supporting the welfare of children, members of the Children's National Assembly, Vice Chairman of the Independent Electoral Commission and staff, distinguished invited guests, members of the media, Director of Table of the National Assembly and staff, members of the Children's National Assembly, clerk and staff of the Children's National Assembly, and all those assisting the Children's National Assembly here in present, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to all of you. Let me first and foremost, on behalf of the Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly, all members and staff of the National Assembly of the Gambia, welcome you all to this hallowed chambers of ours, all of us collectively, and wish you a successful deliberation. The Honorable Speaker of the Children's National Assembly and members, please feel at home. It is with great honor and deep sense of pride I stand before you today to officially launch the first ordinary session of the Children's National Assembly of the Gambia under the theme Working with Children to Build a Better Gambia. This historic gathering is not just another event, but it is a bold declaration that the future of our nation cannot and should not be built without the voices, ideas, and contributions of its youngest generation, that is the children. The establishment of the Assembly is a signing testimony that our democracy is alive, inclusive, and forward-looking. It recognizes the children not merely as beneficiaries of laws and policies, but as partners in shaping them. Mr. Speaker, our beloved Gambia aspires to be a nation anchored on justice, equality, prosperity, and peace. To achieve this vision, we must ensure that children are at the heart of our national development, working with them to build a better Gambia, and also it means listening to your voices, learning from your perspective, and integrating your concern into the laws and policies that shape our collective destiny. It means creating opportunities for you to develop your talents, to dream boldly, and to transform those dreams into reality. Children today face unique challenges, from access to quality education, health and nutrition, to protection from exploitation, to climate change, and to digital inequality. Yet, within these challenges lie immense opportunities, and by involving you, the children, in finding solutions, we can shape our laws and policies that are practical, inclusive, and sustainable for your growth, welfare, and development. You are not only leaders of tomorrow alone, but part of that of today, whose energy, innovation, and vision can already inspire change. The National Assembly of the Gambia, and by extension the government of His Excellency President Adama Barrow, is fully committed to joining with you along those paths. We see this Children's Assembly not as a symbolic initiative, but as a meaningful platform for amplifying the voices of children in governance, ensuring that your concerns are heard at the highest levels of decision-making. Together with our partners, government, civil society, parents, and communities, we must pledge our commitment to creating a safe society, nurturing and empowering environment where every child can thrive. Mr. Speaker, I wish to urge all the members of this assembly to take your duties seriously and debate extensively, as the outcome of your debate may form part of policies and laws that the government will adopt in ensuring that your call for action is realized. I also want to urge all of you to debate with respect, integrity, and courage. Propose ideas that can transform communities. Speak not only for yourself, but for every Gambian child, especially those in rural areas, those living with disabilities, and those who often go unheard. The platform is your chance to show that children who can contribute meaningfully to national development. As adults, lawmakers, policymakers, we must also learn from you. The honesty, creativity, and optimism of children are invaluable assets in building a society free from injustice, poverty, and inequality. Indeed, working with children is the surest way of securing a brighter and more prosperous future for our great country. On that note, and with this few remarks, on behalf of ourselves, that is the National Assembly, the Honorable Speaker, members of the National Assembly, and by extension, on behalf of each and every Gambian, to express our optimism for the future of our great country, and that we recommit ourselves to delivering services that are beneficial to you, the young people. We believe that it's our responsibility to create an enabling environment where we'll be able to bequeath to you a prosperous country, a country where you could stand the test of time and pride yourself as good citizens and ambassadors of the rest of the Gambian children. I now have the distinguished honor and privilege to officially launch the first ordinary session of the Children's National Assembly of the Gambia in the year 2025 under the inspiring theme, Working with Children to Build a Better Gambia. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, for marking the stage for most of this assembly. We are indeed grateful for your presence. I would like to seize this opportunity to recognize the presence of our Lord Mayor of Banjul, Vice Chair of the IEC. Thank you for your presence. Clerk, you may proceed.
Motion. Be it resolved that this assembly do consider and adopt the petition paper on working with children to build a better Gambia by the Children National Assembly of the Gambia, August 2025. By Honorable Bintu Jaite, member for KM.
I now invite Honorable Bintu Jaite of KM to make the motion.
Good day, everyone. My name is Honorable Bintu Jaite from KM. I rise to move the motion, consider and adopt the position paper on working with the children to build a better Gambia by the Children National Assembly of the Gambia.
Thank you, Honorable. Any seconder? Okay, before you have a second, Honorable Bintu, do you want to elaborate on anything?
Yes, I do. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. I stand here today to raise an important issue that is a threat to our future and the very survival of our country, which is climate change. The Gambia is one of the most vulnerable countries to climate change, with sea rising levels, floating and erratic rain patterns, which are affecting our communities, our agriculture and health. These issues are not just environmental issues, they are child rights issues. Both national and international legal instruments recognize the right of a child to be safe and in a suitable environment. The 1997 Constitution of the Gambia, under the Section 7 and the deductive principle, obligates the state to protect the environment and the present and the future generation. The Children's Act 2005, Section 21, guarantee every child the right to life, right to survival and development, which are all threatened by climate crisis. The African Charter on the Right and the Welfare of a Child, Article 14, ensure every child the right to health, which include healthy environment. The United Nations Convention on the Right of a Child, Article 24, call on to the state to take measures against environmental pollutions and risks that endanger children's welfare. The Paris Agreement 2015, which the Gambia ratified, encouraged us to reduce the ambition and build resistance to climate impact. Honorable Speaker, please, these are not just commentaries on papers. They are promises given to us, the children whose futures are at stake. I therefore call on to this August Assembly to strengthen laws and policies that promote climate education and youth participation, to invest in renewable energy and green jobs for young people, to support community-based adaptation projects, especially the vulnerable regions like Banjul, which face the threat of the sea rise level. I ensure that every law and budget that pass through this assembly consider the climate impact on children. As we are children, we may not have the right to vote, but we are the ones that are going to live long to face the consequences of today's decision. Climate change is just tomorrow's problem. It is today's reality. Honorable Speaker, so I ask you to add boldly. So when the history is written, it will not only say this assembly was ready to protect its children, but its people and its land. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable. Any seconder, please. Any seconder at the podium.
Good day, everyone. My name is Honorable Buranda, and I second the motion.
Okay, Honorable, do you have anything to elaborate on?
Good day, once again, everyone. Like I said, my name is Honorable Buranda, and I am here to inform the Minister of Gender, Children and Social Welfare about something that is really affecting children in the Gambia, and that is gender-based violence. Gender-based violence is a severe human rights issue in the Gambia, with significant prevalence rates of physical and sexual violence, particularly among women and girls, as stated in the 2019 and 2020 demographic and health survey. 9% of women between ages 15 to 19 have experienced sexual violence, and 40% of ever married women have been subjected to either physical, sexual, or emotional violence by their current or most recent partners. And factors like the normalization of GBV, Muslim communities, stigma, fear of reptile, and inadequate resources for justice and support systems contribute to the project. While the Gambia has introduced measures like specialized courts, a national helpline, and the No More campaign to combat GBV, challenges persist in accessibility to services and shifting societal attitudes, requiring continued efforts in ensuring women and girls can live free from violence. I strongly recommend that the government, through the Ministries of Gender, Children and Social Welfare, and the Ministry of Justice, treat cases of gender-based violence as emergency cases, avoid the dragging cases for the longest period, and set judgment for perpetrators. All women and girls are not objects. We, the children, are not toys to be played with. Let us address this now before it's too late and we don't have the chance anymore. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable. I now put the question. It has been moved and seconded that this Honorable Assembly do consider the position paper on working with children to build a better Gambia by the Children National Assembly of the Gambia, August 2025. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. Any honorable member who wishes to take part in the debate may now do so. With precision, please. We have 2 minutes for every honorable member. Can we start with Honorable Candidate Call from NDR?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. Good day, everyone. As two members of the Children's Parliament, distinguished guests, I go by the name Honorable Candidate Call from the Bank region. I stand before this August gathering to speak on a silent struggle, one that affects thousands of children, yet it is rarely talked about openly. That is mental health. Let me begin with a true and painful story. In 2022, a 13-year-old student in the Gambia was constantly bullied at school. He became withdrawn, stopped eating well, and failed in his exams. His teachers thought he was being lazy. His parents thought he was being disrespected. But what no one said was that he was battling severe depression. Sadly, this was the attempted his own life, though he survived. His story reminds us of how neglected children's mental health really is. Mental health challenges start young, yet most of the time, children are not listened to, not supported, and not treated. This leads to poor academic performance, emotional breakdowns, risky behaviors, and sometimes tragic outcomes. According to UNICEF, 1 in 17 adolescents worldwide experiences mental health disorders. But in many African societies, including the Gambia, these issues are covered in silence or misinterpreted as spiritual attacks or stubbornness. We must make mental health support for children a national priority by training teachers to spot signs of emotional stress, providing school counselors and safe spaces, educating parents to respond with care, not with punishment, including mental health topics in school curriculums, and most importantly, funding mental health services and professionals for children. Yes, there may be limited resources, but what is the cost of not doing nothing? We are losing bright and young minds every day to silence, to shame, and misunderstanding. Mental health is not a luxury, it is a right, just like healthcare or education. If we care about our future as a nation, we must protect the mental well-being of our children today. Let me leave you with this reminder. There is no health without mental health. If we want a strong and educated and responsible citizens tomorrow, we must care for the minds of our children today. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable. Can we now have Honorable Njayo Day?
Thank you so much for giving me the floor, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, distinguished guests, respected authorities, ladies and gentlemen, and the honorable members of this August gathering, greetings to you all. Honorable Speaker, I go by the name Honorable Njayo Gay, proudly representing the North Bank region. I rise today to make my contribution to this August sittings, focusing on a deeply troubling reality, poverty, as a violation of children's rights in the Gambia. Honorable Speaker, honorable members of this August House, it is not a secret that corruption, embezzlement, and mismanagement of public resources have left our nation grappling with poverty. This act of betrayal has robbed Gambian children of the basic rights they are entitled. We are promised free and quality education, yet the children of the poor farmer remain out of school. We are promised access to quality health care, yet hospitals often lack the basic medication. Today, paracetamol and painkillers has become the default treatment rather, to every illness, a national shame that highlights systematic neglect. We are promised the provision of sanitary pads in school, but where is the fulfillment of that promise? Honorable Speaker, I am aware that a girl can miss up to 60 days of school in a year due to menstrual cramps and lack of access to sanitary products. This is not just about health issues, but about violation of her right to education. Honorable Speaker, for many students, education ends at high school, not because they lack the ambition to go to school, but because they lack money. Who is there to afford their exorbitant tuition fees at tertiary institutions? Honorable Speaker, when the nation's resources are looted by those in power, it is not the economic that suffers, but our future. We are constantly told that we are the present and future leaders. But how can we lead when we are denied the basic tools of leadership, education, healthcare, safety, and dignity? Honorable Speaker, the Gambia is among the smallest countries in mainland Africa, yet our children endure some of the harshest forms of poverty. Why are they forced into child labor instead of attending school? Why are our children dying in hospital due to lack of essential medicines? Why are we being kidnapped, raped, and killed as a result of growing insecurity? Why are our poor parents continue paying taxes faithfully? Where are the funds meant for education, healthcare, security, and child protection? Have we abandoned the most vulnerable members in our society?
You have 30 seconds.
Honorable Speaker, I thereby call on the government of the Gambia, Ministry of Children, Gender and Social Welfare, and all other respected authorities to treat the plight of Gambian children with urgency, commitment, and humanity. We are weak and vulnerable, but we are also the foundation of this future. Safeguarding our rights is not a charity, but a national duty. A country that abandons its children has no future to boast. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable, for that elaboration. I now call on Honorable Martin Pekeres and KMC.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to speak. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Marvin Bekebe from Carifing Municipality. I stand here today with a deep sense of honor and excitement to share my views and recommendations on an issue that truly matters, the rights and inclusion of children with disability. Honorable Speaker, I strongly believe that every child deserves to enjoy life equally. Sadly, children with disabilities are often left behind, overlooked, and misunderstood, not because they lack potential, but because society fails to give them the support they need. In the community we live in, children with disabilities are often excluded from opportunities. They are seen as burdens, and to some, educating them is a waste of time. Let me share a real-life scenario. A young girl was doing well in school until she fell ill and lost her hearing. Instead of receiving support, her teachers gave her less attention. One even told her to figure things on her own. Some classmates refused to sit beside her. Over time, she started failing and felt unwanted until she finally dropped out. Every child deserves to feel seen, valued, and involved.
no matter their ability. Today, I ask us all to reflect on their struggles and take a stand to build a more inclusive and fair future for every child. Another issue is poor healthcare support. These children often need special medical care or therapy, which many families cannot afford. I would like to propose the following key recommendations: inclusive education. Government and schools must provide disability-friendly classrooms, pay teachers, and offer learning tools that support everyone as required under Section 29, 1997 Constitution, Rights to Education, and Article 24 of the UN Convention of the Rights of Persons with Disability. Public awareness. Communities should be educated to stop discrimination and see value in every child, in line with Article 8 of the CRPD on raising awareness. Family support. To receive counseling and resources to care for children with disability confidently and lovingly. Finally, disability is not inability. You are just able in a different way. Call me as I conclude. Children with disabilities are not problems to fix. They are children to love, support, and care. They deserve the same rights, care, and opportunities as every other child. If you want a better future, we must include all, and no one is left behind. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable, for that elaboration. I now invite an Honorable Awajalo of Banjul.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to raise out my concern. So my name is Honorable Awajalo, and I'm a representative of Banjul. So the issue that I would like to bring on again, because I did the last time, but the issue is still something that is consistently a problem in our societies, that is drug abuse. And drug abuse among children, we all know drugs are really dangerous substances that are taken into the system and causes harm, that causes harm to the health, to the mental stability as well. And when you have a young child using drugs, it's going to be really dangerous to the child's mental health because the child is still struggling to grow. So adding up onto that, adding a substance abuse onto that also makes the child's development to be really low. So last time I also recommended that we enforce the laws strictly to stop the accessibility of these drugs to the children. But then we've seen that still we have children that access drugs without being punished. And like the way they access the drugs is so easy. Let's say you have a child that you send every time to the shop to go and get you cigarettes. So this child continuing to get this cigarette for you gets to get the access to also try and abuse this substance. So from this stage, you are teaching the child how to use this substance and how to access it easily. So these drugs, especially the introduction of Kush, also has caused a lot of damages in the lives of our young people that we already have in the Gambia here. We've seen the lives that we've lost. We've had cases of attacks, rapes, and different other things that they have done. We've seen robberies going on, and most of these things are as a result of the substances that are being abused. So I am please urging the Drug Law Enforcement Agency to please work on the implementation of these drug laws to ensure that children do not have the access to drugs, but rather access things that they need instead of drugs that are going to cause harm to their mental health, to their bodies, and their development. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Awa. I now call on Honorable Maria Majidari from URR.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor to speak. I am Honorable Maria Majidari from URR, and my topic of discussion today is to address the alarming rise of smoking among children in the country, especially in the Upper River region. Honorable Speaker, over the years, smoking has become a tradition for children in URR, especially in Basseterre. Children smoke everywhere and at almost all times. You go to the school, you see children smoking. You go to the football stadiums, you see children smoking, and not to talk about the ghetto streets or even their homes. The practice is common to children that it mostly causes behavioral change towards negativity and dubious acts, that children are involved in the communities. When children get addicted to smoking and cannot afford buying it, they sometimes depend on begging in the streets, stealing, or even robbery, just so they can get the little they can afford to buy their cigarettes or marijuana. Because of this dubious act, some have to be school dropouts. Honorable Speaker, statistics have shown that Basse is one of the 10 cities in Africa that provide the most cigarette smokers. Honorable Speaker, I would not be surprised if 30 or more of the percentage of the assessed number are children. Honorable Speaker, in battling this issue, more awareness should be raised on the harmful consequences of smoking on children. Parents should be held accountable if found sending children to buy them any smoking tool like cigarettes, marijuana, Rizla, etc. In putting efforts together to combat this unfortunate issue, the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, together with the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Welfare, should be prioritized as our primary areas. They should get involved in every single step we intend to take in resolving this bad act, which will help us save not just children, but future of this country as well. Efforts must be directed towards strengthening awareness, campaigns in school, enforcing laws that restrict the sale of tobacco to minors, and providing community-based interventions that protect our children. It is our collective duty to safeguard the next generation from harmful addiction that threaten their health and future. Honorable Speaker, these are few steps and methods we can use to mitigate the issue of children smoking in the country. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable. I will now call on Honorable Fatmata El-Toure.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to also add my voice onto this very important topic of discussion. My name is Fatmata El-Toure, a representative of Children National Assembly, representing those with disability. I want to inform you that I'm from a school, Harafiya at Birkama, which we have registered our first ever WAS class. And I'm happy to tell you that we have registered a lot of credits, but the issue now at hand is those students are about to leave to tertiary institutions, let's say college and universities. But the question that I always ask is their faith in education, furthering their education. The fact that they lack interpreters in those institutions. For instance, my friend Jara, who is a former student, has applied and gets also listed at the Gambia College School of Education, and including other staff who have also been shortlisted at the Gambia College. But the issue here is now they lack interpreters at the Gambia College. How will they continue their education? It's a challenge. I call on the Minister of Education to come and then support in that regard, because it's very crucial and important. Yes. And in our 5 students who register more than 5 credits at our school, I think that alone should send a signal that disability should be considered in our country now. Also coming from West Coast, we have a very big hospital which still don't have any interpreter. Let's say when we have issues like sickness in visit that place, always we find it difficult to communicate with the health practitioners. The other thing that I also want to talk on is let's say we also have police stations where we know that there are a lot of theft cases that happen in the area. But that often have challenges to have access to those police officers who are in charge to explain their issues. So communication is the challenge that are really affecting children in West Coast. Yes. Yes. The other thing that I also want to discuss on is about, I'll call on the stakeholders to understand that we have students. Our school is the only school in West Coast. We have students coming from different areas. So transporting is always a problem. Sometimes our children are often taken to the wrong destination for the fact that they have communication problem with the apprentice and the drivers. So I call on the authorities to support the school with a school bus to ease the going and coming of these students is very important, I believe. On that note, I thank you so very much. Thank you, Honorable. Can we now have Honorable Bhuyakar Jaya from India? Honorable Bhuyakar from India.
وبصحن صدري ويسرني أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد مختارنا سيدنا صلى الله عليه وسلم. أولا أعرف نفسي، اسمي أبو بكر إبراهيم فرجو من بدي بكروان، طالب في مدرسة الأمانة الإسلامية ببدي بكروان. جئت هنا باسم الأطفال وبخاصة باسم طلاب الطالب المدرسة العربية. أهلا وسهلا يا أهل الكرماء. بمو بي كنتنا تونا كنتنا ntala rami Abubakar Ibrahim Farajo from Bari Kerwan. Ne diama bidami no walam ina raji be dimi la nyanto mindi banko ka walam ka karan ina raji ba arab school fanal ndole fankana usaso jo e kadi ni jamaje ke da school do e buka school jo rawa ke da ina raji be dini jamaka karam fo grade 9 arab school e was steering badi ma school man ray mi an ko eta fo grade 12 waye ina re ke da ka fo grade 9 ke da grade 12 grade 9 ni ko mer yeda ka fo kon to mo soro mi an ko af steering ko mbaja sa bina karana na dawon penda fo karamun joni na ko yala mo masa kunda dan na fanam puru yam fanam dema puru kan na usta so jo mbon sa karan mo nganyanto soro ka karan banko ka ko inde fana soro nyame ka karan banko ka nyame. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Honorable. I now invite Honorable Memina Benda of West Coast Union.
Good afternoon to you all. I am Honorable Maimuna Demba from West Coast Region. Mr. Speaker, the issue that I want to elaborate is school bill on roadside. Mr. Speaker, in my region, schools are built on roadside, which increase more accident cases in students. So what I want the government to provide a security service for police to stand at the roadside so the student health can be protected. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable. I now invite Honorable Santa from Olara.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. I am Honorable Fanta Nyabali, and my topic of discussion will be based on the health sector. Honorable Speaker, in my region, LRR, there are not enough qualified doctors and nurses in the hospitals. Most of the nurses there are students. And also, mostly, they diagnose you with wrong sicknesses. There's a scenario that happened there. There was a man that went to the hospital because he was feeling sick. So he met a nurse there, and he prescribed a wrong sickness for him and gave him a medicine called Pansila, which is meant for pregnant women. And when he went there, and when he went home, he drank it, and his body started to swell. So when his body started to swell, his wife asked him, "What happened to you?" And he showed his wife the medicine. When he showed his wife the medicine, the wife rushed him to the pharmacy, and when he rushed him to the pharmacy, he was given another medicine. Honorable Speaker, if this man could face this at our region, any children or any child can also face this. And also, the second thing is that it's very difficult to access medicine at the hospital. Medicines are not at the hospitals, and the only medicine in the hospital is paracetamol. And if you cannot afford, you as a child or your parent cannot afford the medicine for you, you have to go to the pharmacy. If you don't afford it, you cannot afford to buy medicine to cure yourself. And I would also like to give a recommendation to the government that they should train the nurses and doctors on sign languages so that it will be easy for them to communicate with people with disabilities and people that cannot hear or talk. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Honorable. And a point of
correction. Like, it's very inappropriate to say there are no medications in the hospital. It's like, because we have some 6 months of same. Thank you. And now I will call on Honorable Hadiaka from Bangi.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this chance to be in this August gathering. My name is Honorable Hadiaka James from Bangi. And Honorable Speaker, the thing I like to elaborate on is the post-support development, the sports support we have in the Gambia. As others will always say, all who have no clue make that a their day. And also, the sport system in the Gambia brings a lot of opportunities, like a lot of children have job opportunities. It brings prestige to the country, because I think if a country is going to compete in a competition, what a country will want is to win an order. And I think the earlier the child adapts to something, is the child gets used to it earlier. So I think giving more opportunities to the sports system, creating more facilities for children in sports, giving them more sponsor opportunities for the children that want to do sports and then have the opportunity to buy the sporting stuff, and also to have qualified coaches, and also have training academies or sporting academies in all regions of the Gambia. Because I think most of the sporting academies are centralized. They are not actually being decentralized in a lot of parts of the country. So I think what the government should do is have very good qualified coaches, and also have resources and very correct transportation, because we've seen what has happened a few weeks ago. The basketball team had an accident on the road, and I believe if they had a very good transportation, that wouldn't have happened. And I think it's also very threatening to some parents, because I think they won't allow their children to go and participate for the country. So I think the government should help in that, and make sure we have very good sporting opportunities to make sure the children will like to participate on it, and also create job opportunities. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I thank you all.
Thank you, Honorable Hadiaka. I will now love to invite Honorable Kida Bawo of KMC.
Good afternoon, my fellow honorables. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this privilege. So today I want to talk about sexual and gender-based violence. Honorable Speaker, I would like to go deep and explain about sexual and gender-based violence. Sexual and gender-based violence is violating someone's right just because the person is a male or female, or forcing someone into doing something that is against their will. And in our societies in the Gambia, many people have this saying and this belief of boys don't cry. And because of this, when many boys get abused in societies and when they face challenges, they keep to themselves and their emotions bubble up, leading to depression, anxiety, or them even committing suicide. So, I want to take this opportunity to explain to the general public that a boy's right is a human's right. Boys do face challenges, they do get raped in societies, they face challenges just like any other human being in this world. So they deserve to be protected just like any other human being. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Kida. I will now invite on the Honorable Member from Erala, both ladies and gentlemen. Honorable.
Okay, good morning, everybody. I go by the name Honorable Abraham Job, representative of Erala. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. Like, one thing I want to discuss with you is that just recently, last 2 years, there was an upgradation of the educational system of the country, and there were establishment of some subjects in some schools, basically in my region. I would like to discuss this issue with you. And the one thing that the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education failed to fulfill was to allocate teachers on those various subjects. Imagine, how come a teacher be teaching 5 subjects in a school? That is very hard. Like in my school, I'm a commerce student, but I'm having only one commercial teacher, and I'm doing 5 commercial subjects. So it will be very difficult for me to cover all those syllabuses on those 5 subjects with that only one teacher. So I think it is something that is hindering us, because if you see that the people in the rural area are not performing well in last examination, is all this because of there is centralization of opportunities given to students across all the country. Yes, we are capable of doing it, but because of the opportunities that are not given to us to do it. So I think the government should allocate teachers in all part of this country. The problem was complaining and secondary education, because our chairman was basic and secondary education and led the complaint to there. But his response was that it is a national issue. Yes, and I don't see it as a national issue, because some schools are enjoying with their teachers and they are really doing great in their schooling activities. Thank you.
Okay, I will use this opportunity to acknowledge the presence of some of our fellow Kenyans from Senegal who are currently on a visit to the Gambia. Thank you for your presence in this assembly. You guys are welcome. I would now like to invite Honorable Pake Banjai of Sierra.
Good morning, everyone. I am Honorable Pake Banjai from CRR. I just want to contribute on what Tia Derek just said. There is a case that is going on in our society, which is rape. A child under 13 is pregnant, going to the hospital, and that the government are not doing any step. We want if rape cases are happening, if a rape case happens, they'll just take you to the police station and say 2 to 3 days that you are out. No, it should not be. You should face the consequences. You should either be jailed for 25 years or pay money. I conclude.
Thank you, Honorable. I would now like to invite Honorable Paul from Sierra.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Honorable Paul Mendy, a representative of Sierra. Honorable Speaker, thank you for giving me the floor. The one thing that I want to talk about is teenage pregnancy. Teenage pregnancy is rampant in our societies. Teenage pregnancy is a very sadful and painful thing that we should talk about. Dear Honorable Speaker, Honorable Paul Mendy, I have witnessed a lot, especially in my region, CRR. Teenage pregnancy leads to drop out of school, and which is not right. Each and every child has the right for education. Teenage pregnancy, Honorable Speaker, it angers me when I see a child dropping out of school. Honorable Speaker, it angers me when I see a child lost her life because of teenage pregnancy, which is not right. Each and every child has the right for life. Honorable Speaker, it angers me when I see children are being discriminated or abused for teenage pregnancy. In our society, we should be all equal, but some people are there. If a child is being pregnant, they will be pointing fingers on her. They will say that, look at this one. She did not even have a man, or she's not up to the age of 20. She got pregnant, and which is not right. Each and every child has the right for equality. Honorable Speaker, I dare urge the government to take an action for the harmful and dangerous which is happening to the children in the rural Gambia. Honorable Speaker, I am here to tell you, in the past academic, a school 5 children are being pregnant, and which is not right. The government should take an action for it so that all those problems should be solved. I think all the points that are said here should be put into consideration. Thank you for.
Thank you, Honorable for the elaboration. I would now like to invite Honorable Aminata Dabo of West Coast Region.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. I am Honorable Aminata Dabo, representative of West Coast Region, and today I rise here to deliberate on the issue of climate change. Honorable Speaker, climate change is a crisis that threatens our present and then our future as well. Honorable Speaker, climate change has made children to stay at home without going to school. Honorable Speaker, climate change is a crisis that made us lose our homes, destroyed our homes. Honorable Speaker of the Gambia, Honorable Speaker, we see floods destroying homes, droughts killing crops. Honorable Speaker, waves, heat waves endangering health. Honorable Speaker, children suffer the most in climate change disasters. When schools are closed, when food is scarce, Honorable Speaker, children's dreams are being washed away by climate change. Honorable Speaker, the threat of climate change is not far. It is urgent, and it is the time for us to act. Honorable Speaker, I want to make a recommendation. Honorable Speaker, I want the government to strengthen laws and invest in clean energy. Honorable Speaker, I recommend the government through Ministry of Education to ensure that schools teach climate change so children grow as nature protectors. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable. Can we now have Honorable Ibrahim from Banjul? Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. Good morning, everyone. My name is Honorable Ibrahim Sise, representing Banjul. Good morning, Honorable Speaker, Executive Directors, NYC, SNAP coordinators, fellow honorable distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is both an honor and a responsibility to stand before you here today addressing a great concern. Bullying. This is often done in school, homes, and even in the streets. This is one of the most pressing challenges that children face. It is very bad for their mental health and also deprive them from performing well in schools. This can also lead to not making them think that they cannot do it, and this should be taken into consideration. The solution to this problem is teachers should help stop it by making sure that strict laws and regulations are placed that anyone caught bullying should be suspended. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable. Can I now have Honorable Frederick Sigli of NBR?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for granting me this opportunity to speak today. I stand here not only as a representative, but also as a voice for thousands of children in NBR. Honorable Speaker, hospitals in NBR are not places of healing, sorry to say, but they are places of waiting, worrying, and sadness. We lack inadequate medical supplies, trained professionals, and life-saving medicine. In emergencies, we are told to cross the ferry to Banjul or Irakanafi for treatment, hoping we can make it on time, Honorable Speaker. These are not imaginations, they are our daily reality, Honorable Speaker. We are not asking for miracles, we are asking for fairness, dignity, and right to survive. Honorable Speaker, children in urban areas have better care. We are not us, are we not Gambians too? Our parents not paying tax too, Speaker. Honorable Speaker, investing in child health is investing in Gambian future. As a child cannot dream, cannot hope, or cannot grow. Honorable Speaker, so I respectfully urge the government and the Ministry of Health and also all the available stakeholders that are present here to take necessary actions to provide every district, if possible, with well-equipped medicals
staffs, with good hospitals, and also with life-saving medicines. With this, I think we can fulfill our promise to the children. I think we have a great role to play in here. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Silbe. Can we have the Honorable Yara?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor to talk. I am Honorable Jaria Tuture, a representative of UARA. My topic of discussion is the request for support on provision of sanitary pads for female students in the rural area. Honorable Speaker, I write to humbly bring to your attention a serious challenge faced by female students in our region. Many young girls lack access to affordable sanitary pads, which greatly affect their education and well-being during their monthly period. Some are forced to miss class, while others enjoy discomfort and embarrassment due to the unavailability of sanitary materials. This situation does not only disrupt their academic progress, but also undermines their confidence and overall participation in school activities. It is deeply worrying that such natural and unavoidable part of life continues to stand as to combat such an issue. Also, Honorable Speaker, the Sexual Offences Act 2013 prescribes up to 7 years of imprisonment to such action. So I hope the deserved penalties will be given to all perpetrators of this act, because girls are really suffering. Students, girls, they are really suffering in our schools. Most of the time, they even fail exams because of this. So we really, really urge the government to do something about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I now call on the Honorable Member from KM, Limo, one here, the Honorable Paolo. Sorry, I don't know the name.
Well, thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. I am Honorable Fatima Njaju from Kanifi Municipality, and I stand here to talk about cyberbullying. It involves the use of the internet to harass, threaten, or embarrass a person. Online threats and posts and messages all count. So those posting personal information, posts and pictures to threaten or hurt someone's life. The reason I come with this issue is because children are being abused on the digital space by our content creators, most especially Gambian TikTokers, that are always ready to post children on the digital space without the consent of their parents. For instance, we have the A Skinny, Nananda Buseda, and then from there we have Abulaya Malakujura. They use all these things to use children just for followers and likes. Statistically, girls are about twice as likely as boys to be victims and perpetrators of cyberbullying. Cyberbullying has increased in recent years. Children are to be protected and not to be abused because digital footprints is powerful. And in conclusion, I would like to recommend the government and families to hold abusers accountable. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable. I will now like to call on Honorable Isabella Sedikan of LRR.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. Good afternoon, everyone present. Honorable Speaker, today I want to talk about the difficulties of people that are out of hearing are facing. Honorable Speaker, I have realized that those that are out of hearing find very difficult to explain their problems in almost every institution. I wish the government to introduce in every institution the stakeholders there to teach basic sign language so that those that are out of hearing can feel free to explain their problems so that solution can be put on their problems. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable. I will now invite Honorable Jallo of Banjul.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. So, I stand before you today to deliberate on a critical issue that affects us all, sexual harassment. As a society, we must recognize the devastating impact it has on our children, particularly girls, and take collective action to prevent it. Sexual harassment is a violation of human rights, and it is our collective responsibility to ensure that our children are protected from this issue. The effect of sexual harassment can be lasting, ranging from emotional trauma to physical harm, and it is our duty to create a safe environment for our children to grow and develop. Moreover, government should enact and enforce strict laws, launch awareness campaigns, provide support services for children, and create safe spaces for children. Honorable Speaker, I believe if all these things are put into consideration, the children will live happily in every environment they find themselves. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable. I will now invite on.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Ndong Ibrahim Dwala Jimbota Sierra. De mo Arabic student nti mbora Madina le. Wa ndel mola karamo de ka bungiyo wan kata fa grade 6 alo moni yalen. Wa yemi usas training subject usas training dama usas fula dama ka grade 1 kata fa grade 6 usas fula dama abala fa warra bagal. Adu ni bodo jefana ni dara grade 7 ka bungiyo bosu kata fa kunda wa jam fa da bagal. Do bi ka tama do bi ka best school da wa abala fa warra bagal. Manza kunda mun ka mun mago ji an pena. Adi fa ka je joy fay. Ni tare jefa ni kana kombo. Do bi je ikananu le do bi kananu handa fa mfrada green na wanti nano because nawula barata tinano ike bayata so funza si yanyi mako yamanza kunda mu
I now invite Honorable Emily Pora from KM.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity. I am Honorable Emily Pera from Kanifing Municipality. Honorable Speaker, mine is a cause of concern. It's robbing girls of their childhood. It's a violation against human rights. It's also violence against women and children, against girls. Rape, to be specific, Honorable Speaker, has become a norm in our society today. Honorable Speaker, in 2020 during COVID, a 7-year-old girl was raped by a 41-year-old man in Busumbara. Even with evidence from the hospital clearly stating that it was a case of rape, the man still walked away freely from the police station 2 days after being reported. Honorable Speaker, just recently in August, a 12-year-old girl going home from her mother's farm was raped by a farmer in his status. Honorable Speaker, are you for a girl in this country as if? Once we register rape as the sexual forcing oneself on another, it also means having an affair with a minor. The Constitution of the Gambia clearly spells out what constitutes rape in the Sexual Offence Act of 2013. Section 4 of the Sexual Offence Act spells out the penalty of rape depending on the severity of the rape. A perpetrator can be convicted and sentenced to 10 to 15 years in prison if found guilty of this crime. We continue to applaud service providers for the timely report, but we also continue to encourage the community members to report cases of rape if they know of any, and avoid the culture of silence and victim blame. Honorable Speaker, I think we should stop asking children, but instead, non-blame perpetrators. I strongly urge the government through the Ministry of Justice to treat rape cases as they treat murder cases in this country. Honorable Speaker, let them stop dragging these cases for 2 or more years, because if they do so, they are inflicting more pain on these victims and denying them justice. Honorable Speaker, to the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Welfare, try and follow up our cases. Write statement reports regarding these victims and help them to access justice. We highly applaud the Female Lawyers Association of the Gambia, because they are the only association in this country that are aiding women and children to access justice without any charges. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Emily. I will now invite Honorable Imam Samajid of MDR.
Thank you so much, Honorable, for giving me the floor. So, good morning, Honorable Speaker, coordinators, members. My point of discussion will be anchored in child labor. Honorable Speaker, child labor is now part of serious act in this country that cause serious consequences on children. Honorable Speaker, child labor cause significant negative effects in children. I can take reference to one of my mates during school days. Sometimes she would be in school late, and if I ask her, she will say because of hectic works he will be doing at home that made her late in school, and so therefore that things will always cause low performance on her. So, Honorable Speaker, child labor has significant negative effects on health, such as exposure to hazardous conditions, leading to physical ailments, stress, and the area of education, by also restricting school attendance and negative impacting skills, acquisitions, and future employment prospects. It also affects the mental well-being of children, as child in labor experience lower level of happiness and hope compared to their non-working peers. Honorable Speaker, this act directly interferes with the ability to attend school, limiting access to education. Long hours of work affect the capacity to learn, taking in order to put things into consideration. Honorable Speaker, this act threats children's freedom and has so many negative effects. As I said, children needs to be well taken care of, because they will be, or they need to be well prepared, because the hands of the Gambia is on their, or the future of the Gambia rather is on their hands. Honorable Speaker, mooy nekk ne réew mi ñuy soxla bu baax nguur gi ñu taxaw ñi nga xamante ni ñoo nekk ndaw yi ci seen bépp mbir, parce que ëllëgi Gambia seen loxo la nekk, kon war nañu leen toppatoo ñu jaar yoon ba nga xam ne liñ bëgg Gambia bi ñu bëgg dinañ ko mën a am. Jërëjëf. Thank you, Honorable.
Thank you, Honorable. I would just like to invite Honorable Secretary to add on what Honorable Mamsanda just said.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. Good day, Honorable Speaker, Honorable members, distinguished members, ladies and gentlemen. I am Honorable Binta KK Fatajo, and I am from MBA Nakbank region. Honorable Speaker, today I started an issue that continues to go countless children of their childhood. It says their innocent themes and future. This is child labor. It is disheartening that in this modern age where our child will learning, growing and thriving, many are instead carrying heavy burdens in farms, markets, and workshops. Honorable Speaker, child labor is where mere employment. It represents stolen childhood. It embodies the boy who wakes up before dawn to fetch water and sell goods instead of attending school. It reflects the girl who is denied her right to education because she must take care of her household or her own. These are not just mere stories. These are harsh realities faced by children in Nakbank region and in the Gambia at large. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, today I stand before you all to highlight a silent tragedy and a point to our collective conscience that stifles the future of our children. Across communities, children are suffering from exploitation, enjoying manipulation, and facing deadly frustration, all because of a system that has failed in protection and regulation. Honorable Speaker, child labor is not just a violation of human rights, it is a stain on our nation's conscience. So let us take bold actions, not just in conversations, but in implementation, through mobilization and genuine transformation. Honorable Speaker, in my region, North Bank region, many children are seen roaming around the streets instead of attending school. And at times, the work they do is physically demanding, unsafe, and harmful to their future. This is a serious issue that deeply affects the lives of children. I urge the government of the Gambia and the stakeholders in the Gambia to recognize their responsibilities and take action. We must work together to create meaningful change because it is our shared responsibility. There should be stronger enforcement of laws. There should be stronger enforcement of laws to improve access to education and more awareness. No child should have to trade their childhood for labor. Thank you all.
Thank you, Honorable. We now have Honorable Janaba Jota of KMC.
please.
Thank you, Honorable, for giving me the opportunity. Good morning, everyone. I am Honorable Jaya Vajeta from the Kanifi municipality. Man is a cause for concern. It is a topic that many people don't want to discuss, neither address. It is a violation of the rights of women and girls. It is an inhuman act. It is robbing girls of their future. Female genital mutilation is a cause for concern. According to research, 50.6% of girls between 0 to 14 years have undergone FGM, a deeply rooted traditional practice that normalizes harm against children. The act is the cutting off or complete removal of the clitoris. The defensive mechanism used in our community is that FGM is religious. No, it's not. You can either say it's traditional, written by who. FGM is evil. It is inhuman. It is violating our rights as human beings. What do you gain after chopping off the clitoris of a girl? How do you feel talking about what you do not possess? The sad reality is that society feels so entitled to now our choices, all in the name of protection. FGM can cause severe pain during menstrual period.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. It is indeed a great honor and privilege to stand before you to talk about an issue that is affecting children with disabilities within our country as a whole. From my own experience in our region, we have schools that are built in such a way that persons with disabilities, more especially those sitting on wheelchairs, cannot get access to. If you look at it, most of the schools in my region, LRL, are built without ramps. So those sitting in wheelchairs cannot easily get access to those classes. Okay, yes. Those sitting on the wheelchairs cannot easily get access to the classrooms or whatsoever they want to go. So we need support from that area. And equally also, if you look at our communities, persons with disabilities, more especially children and women, have been discriminated all over the time. This is the misconception most of the people have, that if you have disability, they neglect you, isolate you, and leave you like that. That is not the case. Like my fellow honorable members have just mentioned, disability is not inability. If you are disabled, it doesn't mean like you cannot do as the others are doing. You can just do it differently. So we owe the government of the Gambia to bring resolution to these problems that I have mentioned in our region and the Gambia at large. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Jeffrey. I will now call on Honorable Algatin Jalo of West Coast Region.
Honorable Speaker, my name is Honorable Alkasim Jallo from West Coast, representing Ponji Bintang Karana, West Coast Region. Honorable Speaker, I would like to representative in Parliament. I would like to speak on the lack of enough educational equipment, because it is one of the greatest problems children in my community are facing. Honorable Speaker, children in my community walk 3 to 4 kilometers just to reach the school. Some go without breakfast, are tired and sit in overcrowded classroom. Without no desks or chairs. Especially when it rains, there is no proper classroom. Honorable Speaker, in my school, we don't have enough teachers. We don't have enough trained teachers. And also, we don't have enough textbooks. And also,